Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another TECspertZ episode. I'm not even going to mess around with you today. I'm in pain. I am in physical pain for today's episode. And the mood in the room is painful today.
It's not bright.
It's not a bright mood in here. But regardless, we're going to give you a good episode today. So to start, TECspertZ is a collaboration between the East Carolinian and WZMB 91.3. And we want to thank the Big Vape Theory for sponsoring today's podcast. All right, gentlemen, 31-10 was the final score against the Mustangs of SMU. There's a lot to talk about. Where should we start?
The terrible two-quarterback system that we have, letting Mason go, play a little bit, taking him out for Flynn. Flynn's not good, take him out. Keep going back and forth. The continuity just was not there and only led to 10 points, like all of us pretty much expected.
You see, my big thing is that, at the start of the game, first quarter, SMU runs the same play about 6 or 7 times. They had a guy streaking down the sideline, wide open, and the quarterback hit him every time.
Every single throw.
It was the same throw. They said,
Every single
we know
time.
we can beat you on this play. We're just going to keep trying it until it gets down there.
And it worked.
And eventually it worked. Like I was like, we stopped it like the first 3 times or whatever, and then it eventually just got to us. I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
at what point is the defense saying, like, there's no way they run it again?
yeah, exactly.
And at what point is the offense just like, there's no way they think we're running this again?
There's no way.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but I mean, after that, the defense, kind of stepped up last 3 quarters, except for the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But the defense, the defense was not the problem. But we've said this before: the offense sucks, and the defense has been solid all season. I would think.
Yeah. Until the fourth quarter, which, I mean, you get worn out.
That's
Not playing
at that
complimentary
point
football.
Exactly.
So that
It's gotta
point,
your defense.
When your offense puts up, I don't even know how many punts, but just punt after punt after punt, the defense has to keep going out there. I mean, what do you expect?
so at some point you're going to get tired against the JMU offense. I mean, at just some point, not SMU. Sorry, not
Shout out
JMU.
JMU.
not JMU.
Let
My
JMU
bad. That was. But
right.
oh man, at some point you're just gonna get tired, and you can't really blame the defense on this though. It's 10 points. Are you kidding me? We're not even it's horrible. This is terrible.
It's truly atrocious. Our punter had 11 punts. Alex Flynn had 6 completions.
Yeah.
So
Just put that out there.
Yeah.
Luke Larson.
Yeah. Shout out him. Yeah.
We got a great punter.
Right there.
We got a great punter.
Appreciate it.
But sadly, punts don't win games. It actually does the opposit.
They can, though.
I mean, they can. They certainly
Cole
can.
won it for the Raiders.
They certainly can.
Yeah.
But I mean, 11 punts. That's you don't want the punter out there 11 times.
No.
Regardless. But this team is struggling, and for the first time probably all season, and the only time all season, we're playing a team that is worse than us statistically.
Yeah.
And that is the Charlotte 49ers. 2 1-5 teams coming to East Carolina. It's almost a who cares game unless you're East Carolina or Charlotte. Who's going to watch this game? But we'll be here, guys. What do we think is going to happen in the game?
Oh, my God. It's going to be
sloppy
boring.
football.
Yep.
Sloppy
boring.
football.
Yeah.
The total is 40.5, over under 40.5, so I don't expect a lot of
Smashing
points.
under.
It's going to be a bit of a chilly game.
Yeah.
Neither team can really throw the ball. Both teams excel in running, but then both defenses are the highlights for both teams. So I don't expect a lot from this game. A good booze fest, not a snooze fest. A good booze fest.
Yeah.
Say
For this
well
Celebrate
said.
homecoming weekend. Yeah.
Hell, yes.
So when I was looking at the stats for both teams, I was comparing them side by side, and it was just something that statistically we're about the exact same
I saw that
all
too.
around,
Yeah.
except
What were we looking at,
for
16?
run defense.
Yep. Exactly.
Run defense,
Yeah.
we are about we allow 60 yards less than what they do. I think they allow 161 a game. We allow 100.
We're a top 25 run defense. They're top 70.
And we
So-
faced better running offenses.
So that is where we're
Michigan,
going
for
to
example.
have to look at the. We're going to have to game plan there.
Yeah.
I pray that Kirkpatrick is actually even game planning.
Oh yeah, at this point
We should be counting down the days till he is hopefully stepped down.
I get we take shots at everybody, but he is game planning. All right, maybe well or not, he is game planning. He is doing his job.
Yeah.
Like I said, well or not, who knows? But he's doing his job.
That should be the one, like you said, Nick, the one point that he attacks on is their run defense, and that, we do have a talented running back room along with Mason Garcia as a good running threat. So hopefully we can take advantage of
At
that.
this point, we have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at this team. Garcia and Flynn both have not been it. I mean, let's just be real.
Oh, no.
Garcia and Flynn are both not the quarterbacks of the future.
Yeah.
But I think realistically for this game, I just want to see 2 drives. Give me 2 drives where I'm like, okay, this is a real team. Like, we look good. We can't be stopped on offense. 2 drives. Yeah. Oh, we can punt the rest of the way. I don't even care.
Be careful.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna get.
They will come out there with 2 perfect drives and then
And then
punt the rest of the time and let up.
That'll be it. Yeah.
15 points to Charlotte.
I mean, I'd be satisfied with that.
You'd be satisfied with a loss to Charlotte.
I would not be satisfied with that. I won't begin to say that. But just get, like, we don't have to play perfect. We're not going to play perfect. No. Just give me something to root for, something to cheer for. That's what I want.
Give me, like, flashes of what you showed against Gardner-Webb, because, like, a couple years ago, Charlotte was an FCS team just like they are. So it's not impossible, especially with a team like them that scores only, like, 15 points per game on average anyways. So just... we know what our strengths are. Stick to them. I know that they have a tough run defense, but we have a talented running back room. Don't put too much pressure on our quarterbacks like we usually have to end up doing at the, like, fourth quarters when we try to get back in the games. And hopefully we'll have something, man.
We're not that great at trying, if that's the case.
I swear?
No quarter, no points so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, the fourth quarter has been the bane of our existence. Among other things, but the fourth quarter has been truly atrocious. Yeah. But I think for this Charlotte game, I mean, Charlotte is not better than us. We all know this, but I think we talked about it. It's going to be a sloppy game. It's not going to be a great game. But I like the Pirates to win 17-14 in this game. It's going to be low scoring, kind of almost a punt fest. But I think we have the edge just a bit.
Yeah, no. I was on my show this week, and it was an alumni show this week. Shout out if you were on that, or if you're listening to that and you're alumni. But I basically had people do score predictions because, like, you know what? Let's see what people think at this point. And I say one of the guys on there said 20-14, and honestly, I think he's about dead on. I'm right there. I'm like,
ECU.
Yeah, ECU was 20-14. I think he's about dead on. I'm gonna change it up a little bit though, because I'm not gonna do the same. I'm gonna do 21-14 just to change it up a little bit here. Right, copy your work, but change it up a like it's not obvious.
Spread 6.5. So
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
Covers and
exactly.
Hit the under, a nice little day.
Yep.
I like 13-9 ECU. I don't think we put up 1 offensive touchdown. I think on the ground we can get that. The rest of the time, 5 field goals combined. I like that. Nice sloppy day of football. And Dowdy. I like Charlotte plus 6.5 or 7, wherever you're looking at that on the books, and under 40.5. I like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking relatively the same. I'm thinking either 13-10 or either 16-10 ECU. I think maybe 1, maybe 2 touchdowns are scored on homecoming. Charlotte also has been running a little bit of a 2-quarterback system. They just recently changed. So I don't see much offenses having any sort of continuity. I see a lot of punts just like last game, but hopefully we can pull it out with the home crowd. I think so. Go to 2-5.
Yeah, I'm with you guys like right away. Mine's going to be 17-14 as well for ECU. A lot of our strengths that we have for our defenses is they're really good at forcing turnovers for sure, especially against better teams. The quarterback for Charlotte has turned the ball over 4 times in his last 2 games. So I really am excited to see our defense be able to find a way to get a stop on homecoming and being able to get us through the struggles that we have on offense that we probably might have again because it's a low-scoring game. But the defense is our strength, and I really do trust them to get this thing done for us.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the defense. I trust the defense. Charlotte, as far as I can remember correctly, they haven't scored in the month of October. Yeah. I mean, they did have a bye, but they were shut out by Navy 14-0. So facts are facts. But kind of looking forward, and I'm curious about y'all's thoughts about this. It's a lost season. I think we all can say that. So as we kind of look forward to next season, what needs to change? Is it better recruiting? Is it some coaching changes? Play calling? Like, I'm interested to see what our opinions about how we can improve for next year.
I think this year and next year is honestly where we will hold on to some still very solid players that could be picked up by other colleges. If we don't produce next year, I believe all our recruits are gone. We could have a lot of transfers. I believe next year we'll still have some good players around. I just think that the coaching does have to stay there because it has to improve. Because I believe we do have the players to do it. Just the coaching all around is just not there right now.
I think the future of ECU looks like the future of a lot of other, it's not small time, but small town colleges in college football, just with NIL and stuff. Like you see it with like NBA contracts and just like even in America with like upper class, middle class is kind of shrinking. Everybody's just either up top or down low. Seen that a lot in sports too, where it's just like it's very top heavy where the money is, and then everybody else kind of just falls to the wayside. So I mean, I feel like we're just gonna end up like that because I don't see us getting picked up by a Power 5 school.
No.
So I mean,
Not after this year.
I get we're looking at next year, but I feel like it's just going to snowball at this point. We don't have enough money to bring in top guys like schools like Oregon or even Carolina now. So,
Right. No, I mean, you look at like the big schools in North Carolina, UNC, NC State.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even State is in our predicament. They don't have enough money to drive in.
oh,
Duke-
really? Even
Duke,
in the ACC?
Duke
Yeah.
would be the better one to go with because they
It's
have the
Duke
money.
and UNC right now, yeah.
Really?
There's really no, I mean, big alumni trying to back State. There's no big alumni trying to back us. It's all Carolina, Duke, really, in State.
But see, but that's almost the problem here with NIL is
Yeah.
that all the money, like you said, it's all going to go to these bigger schools, and smaller schools like us, we're kind of get left with. I don't want to say the riffraff, but
No,
you know,
it's the riff.
but like we don't have enough money to pay
the
these
leftovers,
players.
yeah.
We don't. And we got to work with what we have, especially with a lot of the new players that came onto this season, hopefully being able to develop them towards next season. Better than what could potentially us being 4 or 5 wins to end the season. We can be better than that, especially with Houston as the head coach, because we saw what the flashes showed us last year, building things. I feel like with more time in his third year going into it and finding a way to find a potential new quarterback to see if we can get a new offense going, try to change things up over in the offseason. But the defense is solid. I think that's going to hopefully stay the same case. Maybe that could be the foundation that we build off of and going forward into 2024, 2025 season, that we can go with what we have because, like I said, it's harder for like smaller schools like us to compete with NIL. So we got to work within.
Yeah, but I mean, Mike Houston's successes, I don't even say like look how he built it the last 2 years. It's like he had a lot of talent, and that's good on him. He's a good recruiter.
Mhm.
But that's kind of just back to my point. We don't have the money. Because like Holt Naylor's, it was competitive going after him. He just took the hometown thing, came here, but he was getting offers from like Florida, Alabama, and NIL wasn't in effect then. Think about if it was now. If they were offering him 2, 3, I mean, not that he'd be getting, but, a lot of money, a lot more money than we could offer, he'd probably go with that now.
And I think with if it's consecutive seasons of poor play, I think that even puts us at even a weaker spot.
Sure.
I don't think all hope is lost after one season. I don't think it's all going to crumble down. I think a lot of big changes need to be made over the offseason, but we've seen Houston down in this spot before. I believe it was the 2020 season when they were 3-6, and because they only played 9 games, and after that they got to 2 consecutive bowl games, even though one got canceled. So it shows that he can maybe pick it back up with the right changes, though. I think a lot needs to be changed.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think I want to see a good development of quarterbacks because right now our quarterbacks have had the same problems. When Mason Garcia drops back to throw, his passes are low every time. When he doesn't have a read, he runs. Mm-hmm. Alex Flynn he has a great arm. He's very inaccurate. Yeah. And again, he doesn't trust his eyes. So I want to see somebody, I don't know if it's a new quarterback coach or if it's the current guy, kind of work with these guys in a different way and show them this is what we're doing wrong, this is what we can do better, and this is what we can do right.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, along the similar lines here. I don't think it's Houston's time to go by any means. I think Houston is just, like we said, we saw what he's been able to do here in this program, and just I don't think this is Houston's time to go by any means. I'm with you. I want to see development from the quarterbacks, or if not, we got to get another guy in here. We cannot just, because at this point the quarterback play is just atrocious. I mean, we cannot watch this and just what does Flynn have? 1 touchdown, 6 picks, something like that.
Yeah.
It's awful. Yep. You can't tell me that this is by. And Mason Garcia is our leading rusher, right? Is he back to leading rusher again?
No, still
not leading.
Still rusher.
Okay,
at this
but
point.
Mason Garcia is
up there.
He's up there in rushing right
Second.
there. So it's one of those things that I think you said it best right there. Exactly what their flaws are, and if we can't work with this, we got to get another guy in there because they're pretty bad at what they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, what do you think? How do you think Coach Houston feels? Do you think he was shocked by this season? How they just came out 1-5? I don't know because we all expected some regress, but nobody expected it like this.
I expected us to be worse than what we were last year. We lost a lot of really good players.
Yes.
I did not think we'd be 1-5.
No, not even close.
I thought, okay, I could maybe see the 0-3 start. I can maybe see it.
Yeah.
Tough start, yeah.
So it was a tough start of the year.
Marshall's still good.
I never saw us losing to Rice. I never, there's just games that I just wish we could have back. And, it's one of those things that I'm I think it's there. I don't think he saw this either. I think he's kind of like us in the sense of he didn't see this.
Maybe not 1-5, but I mean he was probably expecting 3 to 5 wins.
That's kind of exactly.
Yeah.
Internally, it's not like
Yeah.
you walk into the locker room, 3 wins, boys.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
not what
yeah. No, he thinks we're going to win every game in the locker room, or at least I hope so.
Everybody should.
For sure.
I have a question for y'all. If for some, not what there's this season, throw the towel in, right? It's over, right? But
Yeah.
if by the end of conference play we get a couple wins, maybe we finish with 5, 4, 5 is pushing it.
Fine. Yeah.
Or 5
Yeah.
like total. I think
Yeah.
like 3 consecutive to end the season.
We'll say if we finish with like, yeah, maybe we'll say 3 to end the season off. Like, is there a way to end the season on a high note in any way?
3 consecutive. I feel like. I mean, at least
Even
end
with
with a
the
good
down year.
taste. I mean, starting 1-5 and ending 4-8. At least you end
Right.
with a good taste in
Yeah.
your mouth.
Right.
It's kind of weird to say, but but like at least it ends on a high note. There we go. That's a better thing.
I mean, to take a look at the Lions last year, beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Lions were
1-6.
atrocious. They were
1-6.
horrible. They picked it up at the end of last
Nice.
season.
Even
They
though they
didn't make the playoffs.
exactly.
Now they're one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
14-3 in the last 16 games.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, so if that's something like that, like we do
Right.
something like we win some games at the end of the
Yeah.
season, bring
Yeah.
that into next season.
Yeah.
If we
That-
could
that'd be a
somehow
win. Yeah.
absolutely, if we could somehow build momentum at the end of the season into next season, that'd be
But
fantastic.
also,
Go ahead.
but also, it can't just be like 3 consecutive. It also be like it needs to look like a better product on the
It does,
field.
it does.
The
absolutely.
quarterback
For
play
sure.
needs to seem like it's
Absolutely.
built and like it can actually continue into next season. It's not just like
Can't be
we win on
13-10.
a last second field goal,
Yeah, 'cause,
9-6.
Because like even when we were close against SMU,
That's
I don't
so.
think any of us thought we were in that game. Whenever we were,
No.
because like
That's why I
when
left at halftime.
the score was close, but it did not feel like we were close at
Yeah.
all. Like it felt like SMU was killing us, and we just score just happened to be close. you
Even
know?
when Mason Garcia scored the touchdown, I was still like, why did we take Alex Flynn out? And then
Yeah,
that touchdown,
exactly.
it's like it doesn't even feel like we're even
No,
in this game.
exactly.
It's just like, oh, nice, we scored some points.
Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of TECspertZ. We'll see you at the homecoming game next week. You want to tune in? We got the basketball preview next week. You're not going to want to miss it. Take care.